Hey guys, Chris Russell over at DangerousTactics.com. What's going on? I just wanted to share a couple plugins with you. I don't do a lot of these videos where or a lot of posts about plugins, recommended plugins, but I've had a couple discussions with clients lately about which ones I recommend and everything. So I wanted to do I wanted to actually show you. There are a couple articles. If you do a search on the site, you'll see a couple posts on there where I've got my recommended plugins on there. I've got a couple more I wanted to tell you about real quick that can do a lot as far as speeding up your website, making things run quicker, page load a little bit quicker, and things like that. And first of all, I just wanted to give you a little disclaimer that one of the reasons I don't do a lot of these plugin recommendations is because there are millions and trillions of them out there. And the thing is that usually when I get in somebody's site, I'm seeing people typically tend to run way too many plugins on their site. Like they got 20, 30, 40 plugins running on their site. And if I'm being honest with you, that can slow things down. And the more things you have installed, the more things can break. So, as always, be moderate with your approach and what have you. But there are a couple of things, there are a couple plugins that I wanted to show you real quick. And as far as how many, you can take a look. This is where I'm on the admin panel on my site right here, and this is it. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I've got 10 plugins installed total, and 3 of those are not even activated. Okay, so I'm running 7 plugins total on my website right now. So just as a frame of reference, fewer is typically better, but as far as getting your website sped up, I know that some of you guys have asked questions about getting better performance so that your site runs a little bit quicker. And this is kind of an unlikely thing, that most people don't ever look at. So this is definitely not the only thing you can do to speed up your website at all by any means. But this is something that most people don't ever look at that can really have a big effect, because something that WordPress does when you're in there and you're typing up a post, WordPress by default will save a new revision of your post every few minutes. I don't know what the default setting is, but every few minutes it will save a new revision of your post, and then a few minutes later it saves another new revision and another new revision as you're in there typing and formatting everything. So what can happen is if you have 3 or 4 or 5 revisions of your post stored for each one of your posts after you've been blogging for a little while, you've got 50 or 60 or 100 posts up, and you've got 3 or 4 or 5 revisions on each one of them. You have maybe 50 or 100 posts up, but you actually have 500 posts stored in your database. Does that make sense? So there's a lot more information to sort through, and it can slow things down a little bit unnecessarily. So 2 plugins real quick, and these are both free. If you know how to install plugins, it's really easy. Just click add new, and then you're going to go to this field and just type in the names of the plugins that I give you, and you can install them, and they're free to download, free to install, really simple. So I'll show you these really quick. Okay, the first one is Better Delete Revision, and basically this is step 1. Install this one, and then what it's going to do is it's going to give you, I'll activate it so you can see it. I have it deactivated because this is just something that you can just run it once and then basically be done with it. I just haven't deleted this, but so I'll show you how it works. Better Delete Revision. You go to Settings, and then you're going to have this. After you have it activated, you'll see this Better Delete Revision. It's going to be under your settings. So if you go to this, and you'll see, and you can see I was able to delete 214 post revisions with this plugin just by running it one time. So it cleared up a lot of database entries that were in there unnecessarily. So what you can do is you can check revision posts, and then if I do this, it's not going to show me anything because I've already deleted everything. But if you haven't run this plugin before, what it's going to do is it's going to give you a list of all of the revisions that are clogging up your database, and then you can just click a button and delete them all in one fell swoop, and you're done. So you can clean it up really easily, really easy to use. And then, as you might expect, I'm just going to go in and recommend, just deactivate the sucker when you're done, because you don't really need it after that. But it's a great plugin. And so use that. And then the second step is you go to revision control, okay, and install this one. So I'm running this one, and what it does is it prevents WordPress. Now you can go in and you can code this. You can go in and I've done that in the past on other sites. Honestly, I'm not remembering off the top of my head how to do that. I think you can go to your configuration, your wp.config.php file and code it that way. I'm not sure, but I know that revision control gives you a really easy way to do it. So you can just install this and then go to revisions. After it's installed, you'll see revisions come up underneath settings. And then you can basically just tell WordPress, this is how many revisions I want you to store. You might not want it to be as aggressive as this. Like I basically have I don't have WordPress store any revisions at all. So it's pretty clear cut. And so you might want to say, you can store one or two or whatever it is, but it gives you control over that. So you're not storing a bunch of revisions in your database that you don't need. And the landing pages, just so you know, is it has to do with premise. So if you don't have premise, then that's another that's another plugin. That's another video. This is pretty rocking. I'm loving this plugin right now. But the landing pages it installs a whole separate thing to your site. So if you don't have premise, you're probably not going to have this, but you'll have posts and pages. You can control that. So just wanted to point that out to you. If you have any questions, let me know. Peace out. I will talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye now.